begins to fade. In shadows deep, our plans are laid. Prophecies in blood are sealed. In the dunes, our fate revealed. Harkonnen's grip begins to fade. In shadows deep, our plans are laid. Prophecies in blood are sealed. In the dunes, our fate will not cave.
Harkonnen's grip begins to fade. In shadows deep, our plans are laid. Prophecies in blood are sealed. In the dunes, our fate revealed. Bene Gesserit weave their schemes. History echoes in our dreams. Houses rise and empires fall. Desert's story holds them all. Water's precious drops we claim. In Arrakis lives our name. From the desert we derive strength to conquer, strength to thrive.
Water's precious drops we claim. In Arrakis lives our name. From the desert we derive strength to conquer, strength to thrive. Strength to thrive. Beneath twin suns, the desert roars, a land of spice. In the desert where the whispers scream, Bullets heist now rules the dream. Prophecies of the chosen one under twin moons where legends found. Know it's wrong with eyes so blue. Secrets kept in dunes they brew. Rising up from dust and wind among the stars, his journey begins. Oh, sands of Arrakis, call my name. In your endless waves, I'll stake my claim. Destiny's thread weaves through time and space. Among the trials I now embrace. Childhood beneath the sands, ancient power in your hands. Rivers dry where prophecies flow. In the darkness, let my courage show. Oceans buried deep within, sands will swirl where life begins. Voices from the past will guide. In the desert, nowhere to hide. Empires rise and empires fall. In the spice
All right. We are back after all these weeks. It's been a while since I did a live, actually. Wow. Good to be back, actually. See how my mic comes through here for you guys. See if it's... Might turn my mic a little bit down. But yeah, so a lot of craziness was going on. I kind of got into a little bit of a work slump. I had a bunch of stuff going on in my real world life, and then for work anyways, and then a big family vacation, which was kind of Dune related, actually, for those of you who have been following me on my YouTube and everything. I think I've come to the realization I need to do an Instagram, make an Instagram channel. I think that might be better than TikTok. So I don't know. I think I might start up an Instagram here. So let me know who's. I only got a couple people in the stream so far. I'm gonna get into some Dune Awakening and regular Dune news today, guys. I might even talk a little bit about some Hollywood related stuff, entertainment, science fiction type stuff too. I don't know. I might expand some of my news weeklies to entertainment news as well. We'll see how it goes. don't think we have many people in yet. We don't have anybody in here yet. A couple people. Throw something in the chat. Who we got here? Actually, let me go ahead and throw this stream over to the Discord. Let me see here. I couldn't do the live stream last night because I had jet lag. So I got tired at like 7 o'clock at night. I was like walking around like a zombie. So let's see here. Where the hell is Discord at? Where the heck is my Discord app? There it is. Let's make sure I'm doing it in the right one. All right, hey. Well, I threw it out there. I don't know if anybody's going to come over and watch or not. I don't really get that many viewers, guys. I think the max I ever had was like 16, 17 people when I did a giveaway. Maybe it was like up to 19, 20. I did that Dune card giveaway. That was pretty fun. And that seemed to get a few people. Hopefully when the game comes out. The problem is I kind of killed my algorithm here, guys. It's not really... I've kind of killed my algorithm the last couple months because I've just been so caught up in real life stuff and traveling that I haven't been posting more videos. I've dropped 2 videos in the last 2 days, so that's good. I'm doing the live again finally. Yeah, but I kind of tanked my... I think I'm losing subs at this point too. I kind of tanked myself by doing family life, right? Those darn families, they always ruin everything, right? Is that the joke? I'm waiting to get a couple folks in here, get some comments going on in the chat here, see if we get anybody before I start going over some of the stuff. I'm gonna cover a little bit of Dune Awakening news, some stuff that is new to me. Probably some of you guys have, you know, already been following a lot of this information. Some regular Dune movie entertainment news, and then I was gonna cover my trip. So we went to Europe. So for those of you who have followed my channel or been on my lives, you know I used to live in Germany, but then so I have a reason to go there other than just go there for vacation. But on top of that, we did a side trip to good old Oslo, Norway, which is a big adventure. I thought driving in Japan was weird because it's on the other side of the road. But the rules are pretty much the same. Dude, in Oslo, it's like everything's a traffic circle. You can't read anything. Good news is in Norway, everybody speaks English. Like every single person speaks better English than in the U.S. So I mean, so every single person there speaks perfect English. And then yeah, so they helped out with that. But it was a little weird navigating originally at first to get around there. The parking there is nuts. So you have to know if you ever travel to Oslo and you take a rental car like I did. You have to get a parking app. I should do a whole travel blog, but I mean that's a whole nother YouTube channel I have to start. 'Cause I've traveled quite a bit. You have to have a parking app, and then you gotta like basically either set it to like auto activate when you park in a garage, and then there's a whole thing where you had to like the garages just look like sheds, like storage lots when you park up to them. So you hope they open up, and then like you drive underneath and you park, but then you hope you're not gonna get a ticket. You don't know. I got one ticket while I was there. Yeah, so parking in Oslo was a little weird. Other than that, it was pretty cool. I don't know if anybody's even watching this right now. I think it's just literally just me. But yeah, I went to FunCom. Everyone, I cut it straight to the chase there. I went and visited FunCom. Oslo headquarters, which was cool, pretty cool. I got some pictures. I could only take so many pictures in there, because they're still in development in there, so they can't just have anybody taping anything they want in there. And as a disclaimer, I funded that trip entirely by myself. So it was on my own dime. was not sponsored by them, or Funcom didn't pay me or buy my ticket or anything. My entire trip to Europe was fully on my own dime. So and my entire trip to Oslo was on my own dime. So it's just that I'm that much of a Dune fan. I pay thousands of dollars on my own to go see Funcom. So that's how I am. It's Dune, so I can write it all off on my taxes. Hopefully. Yeah, so yeah. My entire trip to Funcom was entirely on my own dime, and I gave them a gift. So I gave them a gift. So I met with Camille over there. You know, he was the guy. I think he was on the recent live stream behind the scenes playing the game. They're awesome. I mean, these guys welcomed me into the building and everything. It was really cool. I plan on making a video about it, to show what I can show, because I only had limited pictures there inside. But I did a lot of video of Oslo itself. Unfortunately, my time was limited in Oslo, and my family was real tired, so I didn't get to do as much sightseeing as I wanted. You definitely got to spend at least like three straight days there, so you need like 4 days total there. And the way we did it is that we flew from Amsterdam. So the whole trip was nuts. We flew from Detroit to Germany, right? We stayed in Germany for like 5 days because we have family there. And then we drove, because I had a rental car. I had a rental car the entire time in Germany. And then we drove to Amsterdam. In Amsterdam, we did all the real sightseeing. So that was the most sightseeing we got to do, was Amsterdam for 3 days. And then, which that place is pretty cool. Never been there before. And then we got on another plane from Amsterdam, Schiphol Airport, which is kind of a nice airport. Flew to Oslo, got a rental car there. Oslo Airport was pretty nice, except for some of the terminals were a little dirty, but like the other areas were nice. Had a rental car, and the airport's not near the city, so you have to drive about 50 minutes south back to Oslo. So when you fly to Oslo, you be aware you're not near the city. You're gonna have to either get a taxi or a train or a bus or something, or a rental car to get to Oslo. So a lot of people, I don't think they know that. I learned that this time, but I had my own rent, and renting a car was much cheaper in there than it was in Germany. Germany is nuts for prices right now. Ooh, man. Do not rent a car, just take the train and take taxis, because I think it was renting a car in Germany was pricey. So Germany is shaking people down for money these days. I think they got 19% sales tax and 20. There was like some other tax I had to pay, and I had to pay a tax to take the car into Amsterdam, and it was ridiculous in Germany. So yeah, it's definitely not. It was not a cheap vacation. But yeah, no one's typing in the chat here, so I don't know if anybody's even watching the stream. Yeah, so we're not getting a whole lot of people joining the live stream here, guys. Oh, there we go. Nasura, hi. Awesome. I haven't even got into the content of this podcast yet. I was talking about my trip to Dune Spice. He's watching. Good. No, I'm not playing anything. I don't have the game's not out yet. I'm not playing any game. It's still a closed beta. I'm gonna go over the video that they put out and then other things. So if you're just joining, I basically run a Dune dedicated lore games, everything YouTube channel, and on Twitch a little bit. So you're finding me on Twitch, I can see. Yeah, so I was just talking about my trip to Europe before we kicked into the actual news, and I don't know if Dune Spice you've been listening, but yeah, dude, it was a wild trip all the way through Europe, basically, to get to Oslo. Then I had to find the parking garage downtown. I got into a parking garage because I finally figured out how to use the app in Oslo. They have to use a parking app. And then in Germany, a lot of times you just pull up into a parking garage and you get the ticket, or you park on the side of the road. on a parking area in Germany, and there's like there's little kiosk things, kind of like in the U.S., right? And you put coins in or whatever, and you get your little ticket, you put it in your window. In Germany, that's what you do on the side of the road. It gives you a certain time. Yeah, Lumberdan went the whole family, my wife and kid. They all went. We were there for 2 weeks in Europe. And but in Oslo, it's all traffic circles, and they're all 2-lane traffic circles in Oslo. So like basically, I don't even know. I got a ticket. I got a yellow ticket. I don't even know how to pay the damn thing. And when you go through when you enter these traffic circles in Oslo, it's like basically you gotta just kind of know which way you're turning. It was kind of nuts. It was an experience. It was fun. It's cold. Luckily, we got the entire trip from the 13th to the 27th of March, almost totally sunny skies the entire time between Germany, Netherlands, Amsterdam, and Oslo. Completely clear, except for like 1 or 2 days in Germany when it like was overcast and sprinkling for like half the day. Right? So I had like perfect weather, damn near, for Europe this time of year. So I did some research. Apparently March is the driest month of Germany. The least amount of rain. So yeah. And cheapest month to fly apparently there. But yeah, I won't get into the details of I'll just say we flew better than coach when we flew there and came back. That's what I'll leave it at. But dude, if you have a family, save the money and fly at least premium select or business class or something. Do not take a kid in economy. Holy crap. International? No way. Which we didn't do this time, but I've done it before and it's not fun. By yourself, you can kind of deal with it. Get like an economy plus or something. But we went a little higher this time because I saved up and planned this trip for months, but a little bit more comfy on the way out there. But yeah, that was, yeah. So I got pictures, videos of Oslo. I got driving around. I did a little bit of sightseeing. We went to their famous food market, the street food market, which was okay. One of the best sandwiches I ever had in my life is in Oslo. I had this chicken katsu sandwich, and it was like probably one of the best sandwiches I think I ever had. So that was good. And then Amsterdam was good with the sweets are really good there, like the sweets. But I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't too impressed with the Amsterdam food all that much, except for the pizza. We found a pizza place that was really good. The stroop waffle, the fresh ones you get there were really good. But yeah, we had some of their regular food. It wasn't all that great. They always brag about the French fries in Amsterdam. We might not. I prefer a Five Guys, to tell you the truth, fries, but than the fries in Amsterdam. But people will probably yell at me about that. No way. But and then the food in Germany was probably the best out of the whole trip. Of course, Germany's got good food because they got the great Greek, German food. Dude, I had a steak that was amazing in Germany last night there. Yeah, so I guess I'm just gonna. The problem with Germany, they kind of have a lot of crime element going on over there right now, and you can't do nothing to protect yourself about it. You have to just basically lock yourself in especially where we were at, right like 100 feet away, 150 feet away from our hotel. It's like this bus station in the city in Germany we're staying, and it basically gets overtaken by refugees at night. Refugees, just like drug dealers and everything. And even the hotel lady, the German lady, was like, "Hey, don't go out at night, or don't go out past 3 or something." I was like, "Okay." And then so in the mornings it's fine. You can go walk around and go get breakfast and get bakeries. It's like normal Germany, like it used to be back in the day. And then after like 4 in the afternoon, it's like basically turns into like World War III down there. And we were not in a big city. Dude, there was like druggies and weirdos and refugees fighting in the streets with each other. I'm not even lying. I got video of it. But you can't post it, and while you're there, you can get in trouble. I don't know. Yeah, so it's funny. Yeah, Germany has definitely got its issues now, but the food is still good. Oslo didn't seem to have any of those problems. And that was that's the main city of Norway. So yeah, it was a pretty. I'll get into it. I guess get into it in a different. I'll just say this: in Oslo, Norway has some very nice looking people. I'll tell you that, and that's about all. That's about all I'll say. Very, very good looking people there. That's all I'll say. The beer, of course, was better in Germany. Yeah, I drank all kinds of. I mean, I used to live there, but I drank a ton of beer. I ended up in some rant. See, I was kind of living native in the Germany side because we were visiting my mother and family and stuff. So I wasn't like necessarily sightseeing. The reason was to go visit our mother-in-law, but we were. I'll pull it up. Let's pull it up. I'll pull it up where I was. Here, let's pull it up. Maybe I'll pull up the video. I think it's on Facebook. I don't know if I can log into my Facebook. Am I even logged into my Facebook? What the hell? I don't know how to even log in. I never log into my Facebook on my computer. Facebook acts weird out of my computer. I have no idea. Yeah, it says your email is incorrect. I don't even know. I don't even know what my password and stuff on Facebook is right now. Does anybody ever log into Facebook on their computer anymore? I don't know. Yeah, I'll have to do it later. But I was gonna show you a video of the refugee fight 100 feet from our hotel. Anyways. If I pull a map up of the city maps here, I'm gonna pull it up for real quick for you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and sign out of that real quick. Sign out anyways. Next. Schweinfurt maps. I don't want you guys to see my login stuff here. This is where I stayed. I'll pull it up here, guys. So this is the city of Schweinfurt. This is where I spent most of my time this trip. So we flew in through Frankfurt. Let's zoom out. We flew in here to from Detroit to Frankfurt. Boom, boom, boom. All my in-laws live in Schweinfurt. We stayed there most of the time, and then we stayed. I used to live here, by the way. I used to live here for 13 years. There used to be an army base. 2 army bases here. Way out here, there was a where's the barracks? Should be right here, right? Yeah, right here. So this used to be called Kahn Barracks. This was a 1st Infantry Division, 2nd Brigade combat team back in the day in the 2000s and stuff, and that's where I was stationed. Now it's a refugee camp. So they used to have a base here as well, which was right here, and this was Ledward, and that's also gone. That's like getting leveled and turned into like a college or something. Yeah, so we stayed down here at the BB Hotel. So I recommend there's a lot of these in Europe. They were pretty cheap, and they weren't bad. The BB Hotel. And you can get an app. They're pretty easy to use, and they're pretty clean and nice and everything, I thought. So yeah. So if you ever go to Europe, look into that. It's like kind of like their Hilton kind of thing, or whatever, Hampton Inn of Germany. They got them in the U.S. in some places. Oh, Dune Spice, you were there? You were in Germany? Where'd you live? But anyways, yeah. So right here. So this is our hotel. And like right around this corner, you'd come across this street is like this is like a downtown area, right? They all started fighting right here. This is where and then they would take. This is the bus stop. It was taken over, completely taken over after 4 o'clock every day by criminals and drug dealers and refugees and stuff. So you can't walk through here. We had to like walk. We wanted to go to a cafe thing over here, this ice cafe. So we had to walk. How did we get there? We cut around. We walked around this all extra blocks and came down this street. Because you can't go here after 4 o'clock. I mean, probably nothing's going to happen to you. But dude, with all the crazy stuff that's going on over there, with people getting ran over by cars and stuff all the time, we didn't take any chances, so we just walked around there. And you have no way to defend yourself. You know, you can't carry no weapons or something in Germany, so you'd have to just basically let yourself get attacked, or else they come after you. So it kind of sucks. Oh, your dad was in the military? Yeah, I was the dad for my family. You were in Schweinfurt? You were in Swine. Your dad was in. Well, you probably don't want to tell me your dad's name. Was your dad infantry, tanks? What? Do you remember what his job was? You don't have to tell me no names here. But anyways, yeah. If he was there during from 2000 to 2008 or 13 or whatever, I might know him. You never know. I was there for quite a. And if he was in an armor tank, if he was in the armor unit or infantry, my Thundorf. Oh, you guys living on the economy. I don't know where the hell Thundorf is. And that says Switzerland. It must be a different one somewhere in Schweinfurt. And let's go back up here. Bigger than Stuttgart. I know my way around the map. Donnersdorf. If you're in Schweinfurt, there's so many little towns here, it's hard to tell who's where. So many little. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty cool. That you're 42. Oh, you're 42 now. Oh yeah, that's way before my time. Yeah, so there was a lot more going on back then. Yeah, that was way before my time. Yeah, I wasn't even in. I didn't join the army till '97. So yeah. So that's all the bases are gone now. There, even the ones that when I was there. I guess I'm gonna get into the Dune stuff here. I guess, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, so we drove real quick. We drove all the way up to the Netherlands over here. We drove all the way to Amsterdam. Right, and then we flew wherever that airport is out here somewhere. Airport's somewhere down here. I don't remember what was that. Schiphol Airport. It's somewhere out here. Utrecht. That was actually kind of a cool city. But yeah, the airport. There's the airport. Flew out of the airport and we flew all the way. Flew to Oslo. Right, and then your airport's actually up here. Somewhere up here. I don't remember how far the airport is up. Airport's like way out here somewhere. I don't remember where the airport was. It's somewhere out here. Anyways, you had to drive into the city. And then I had to drive in here. We drove into Oslo. And then we stayed down here. Fornebu. Which is like this industrial building up area with like little malls and weird stuff that they're building up out here. We stayed out here. And we stayed like over here somewhere. We stayed like here. Yeah, Scan Point Apartments. And there's this big ring. I have no idea. This is like a whole community. It's like a mini community out here with like it's all construction. I guess they're building it up. Yeah, but Funcom is, so this is the part with all the traffic circles. Like if you look in here, look, boom, boom, boom. It's traffic circles everywhere. But then in here, it's the freeway. You get on the freeway and you drive up into downtown. And then Funcom's like right here. If I can zoom in. Where the hell was I at? Well, it's not showing up. I'd have to probably type it in. Boom, there it is right there. Yeah, so I parked right here in the parking garage. Where's the parking garage? Somewhere around here. Anyways, I went out. I think it's like right here. I think the parking garage is like right here. Somewhere around here. And then we didn't stay down here because it was cheaper to take that apartment. And then I kind of wish I would have took the apartment over here instead. Now looking back out of it, I wish I should have just paid the money and stayed right here somewhere. There's always little hotels around here. And because I could have went and walked to the Opera House, I didn't even get to go. And then I found my way to here walking, and then went to Funcom, and then went inside. Looks like this, but there's all this construction here right now. Right now, it's like big old scaffolding and stuff in front of it, so it's blocking some of this. And the door is right here. The door to get in is like, where the hell is it? Actually, it's not there. The door is over here. I think it's over here, actually. Anyway, I got a video of it. It's pretty funny. Yeah, so going to Funcom, pretty cool adventure. Unterfranken. Thundorf, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, going to Funcom, pretty cool. I got to go walk the halls, and there's some art, and I got pictures of that, and there's all kinds of stuff, which maybe I'll try to show later on. But yeah, let's get back to the main thing. So, Dune Awakening released a bunch of stuff, guys, since I was on vacation. So they have their pricing models. I did a video on that. They've released gameplay of the beta, which they showed the other day in a live stream. I don't know if I can say anything, but there was... I'll just say I knew of things that were coming out or happening. Yeah, I talked to... They were kind of in the middle of doing some testing, so I got to look inside offices while stuff was going on, but I didn't really know what the heck was going on, you know what I'm saying? But there was stuff going on, and then I got the tour. There's 2 floors, actually. I got to go look at both floors. Pretty cool. There's 2 floors there, and then I can't really say much of development-wise what I saw, because I you know, you have to sign a thing, so I'll leave it at that. But I did get to go around both floors of the building. I got to see all their offices, and it was kind of cool. And that's basically what I can say about that. But other than that, they're awesome people. Camille, and then now I'm forgetting the lady's name she also was walking around, and I'm gonna have to ask him, because I totally forgot her first name. I had so much stuff going on too. You have to understand, I have a wife that hates video games, and I took her to a side trip to go visit a video game company. She didn't actually go, so I was keeping the family happy too, same time. So I had a strict balance here of making everybody happy. Yeah. So. Pretty funny. Yeah, so getting back to this real quick, I'm gonna turn this down a little, but we're going to get into this. So they released their video of some of their stuff. We're gonna play some of this.
Hi everybody, my name's Joel Bylos and I'm the creative director
I did not get to meet Joel. He was not there.
on Dune Awakening. Soon,
Oh, they gave me a goodie bag too, so I got some Dune gifts. Maybe I'll do a video showing that.
we're going to be opening pre-orders for the game. So today, I'd like to talk to you about our post-launch plans so that you can make an informed decision about your purchase. The key things that you...
As a disclaimer, I was right there where he's sitting. That's the office. So I got a picture of me standing in there. I've basically, they got those plants and everything. It was funny. I was hiding in those plants. So I've stood right there where Joel's sitting. Just for your information.
you need to know about Dune Awakening's launch are that it will not launch in early access, and it will not have a monthly subscription. It will receive regular free updates.
Oh, just to answer Lumberdan's question. No, my wife and kid were so tired. They stayed in the hotel or the apartment thing I rented. I went alone to Funcom. It was just not happening. I dragged them across the world to go to that place. I mean, this is a little, and that they haven't traveled ever really. It's my first time my kid ever traveled really far. So he held in pretty good for the most part. And my wife just doesn't like traveling very much, so it was interesting.
Including new content, new features, and quality of life improvements. And in addition to these free updates, we will offer optional DLCs. We will be releasing major free updates expanding the story and adding new content and features. And with each major update, it's a DLC. There will be an option to buy a season pass, which includes several DLCs, but you'll also be able to buy them standalone when they release and as they release. Some editions of the game will also include a head start of 5 days starting on the 15th of May. Sure, this allows people to get into the game early, but it also helps us to make sure that we can balance the server load as people come into the game through launch for the best possible experience. And players who want the fresh start experience will still be able to play on new servers which will launch when the game launches on the 20th of May. Lastly, we'll be releasing a blog with all of the information I've shared, and it'll include updated PC specs for running the game. Our benchmark mode is also still live if you want to check how your PC will run the game before you pre-order. Thanks very much for listening. I look forward to seeing you all on the sands of Arrakis.
Alrighty, so yeah, that's the I've already pre-ordered the Ultimate Edition. So I got the season pass and everything. So maybe I'll pull that screen up real quick. I have it here, I believe. Maybe I'll pull the screen up. I don't know if I did a video on it already covering the breakdown of the different versions of the game, but I do have a screen of it. So let me pull this up, and I'll pull this in real quick and go. So right here, as you guys can see, maybe I can try to zoom it in. You guys see that? Anyways, so there's 3 versions of the game. I've already pre-ordered the Ultimate Edition on my own dime. I like to pay my own money. Just like I paid my own money to go to Funcom. But, yeah, so the base game's going to have the Tyrium of Muad'Dib, the Sunset Dye Global Swatch. The Deluxe Edition's going to have the first 3, then, of course, the Head Start play from the 15th. So that's exactly how many days away is that. So how many days away is... It's like basically 45 days, 46 days. From 15 March or April or May, I mean. So we have like 16 days. What, how many? 46. Oh, no, I mean 46 days. That's what I was going to say. 46 days. I was right the first time. So we have 46 days if you get the Deluxe or Ultimate Edition. You can play this game. That's not far at all from compared to where we've come from. I mean, I've been covering this game for what, a year and a half, 2 years almost. So it's been a long haul. So, and of course, the Ultimate Edition, you're going to get all this extra stuff. So I really wanted this Dune 2021 film still suit, which is a picture of that on the Discord, I believe. Please don't pop up over there. They pop up over here for me, please. Where's it at? Where's the Discord? Oh yeah, it's over here. So yeah, on the Discord, where the heck is that? Where's the game announcement? Where's the picture of the still suits? Right here. Oops, you guys are seeing that. I want to save this picture. Already have it? Already have it. Let me see here. What's the picture? Here's the picture, guys. So we have the this is some of those items you can get. So here is the so the swatch, I guess, is just a color pattern. So Dusk Raider, Blue Dasher, the art book, and the soundtrack you get for the Ultimate Edition. This is the Ultimate Edition. You get the Paladin Palace building set. That's pretty cool from the movies. You get, you know what I'm saying, all that. Here is the actual the 2021 film still suit. Boom, look at that. And then starter car Beidor armor. Pretty cool. Get the starter car armor you can wear around. Oh, that's cool. And then here's that little terrarium thing you get. And the heads, you get the Sunset Dye Global Swatch. So I guess when they say swatch in this game, it means that's a color pattern for armor or whatever vehicles. and then Head Start Play 5. So 46 days, boom, we get to play this game. There's no early access. So, and as far as I'm tracking, as far as I'm aware, there's no open beta. I don't think they're doing it. Because we haven't heard anything about it yet. And it's 46 days away from the game launch. They would have did it by now, probably. Unless they do it like in the next 2 weeks. But we would have known, right? We would have known that. So I don't think they're doing an open beta. Now I'm hoping, I hope, maybe they'll allow streamers or creative program people to live stream it early. I don't know. Or are they just going to leave it to that 5-day early thing? I don't know. So I don't know. Yeah, who knows? That would be. I just was hoping for like, basically, we could get in there and stream it a little early, like 10 days early or something, to get a head start and stream. Because I really need to get people to come to my stream when I start playing this game, because these other big streamers that don't normally do any Dune stuff, they're just gonna come in there and immediately get like, you know, thousands of viewers because they're bringing them with them, and I don't have that kind of following. So, but since like, I mean, I've seen videos of these character people or these streamers and video people like talking about Dune, and they don't know nothing about Dune. It's just like it's ridiculous, some of the stuff. And this is like my thing. This is my baby. So it just kind of sucks when it's like you're trying to make something out of a channel, but then it's you're still striving to do something with it. I guess I should be happy I got what I got. It is a very niche. What's the word? It's a very niche franchise to get into because it's not very accessible to everybody. And serious hardcore sci-fi is not really for everyone, you know. And Dune doesn't have like the massive scale, you know, battles of like 40K, or it doesn't have a tabletop game and a bunch of video games. So it's just basically, you know, really just those latest movies that brought it back to the light, you know. That's more theoretically. I mean, technically, the movies are more action-packed than the books. They added that stuff, and the books are actually a little more slow-rolling political. So that's why I kind of liked Dune Prophecy Show. Dune Prophecy Show felt more like Dune to me. This is weird. I know people hate that show. I get it, but it felt closer to the books. Not that little bit of action it's sprinkled in there, but just not a whole lot. It's just kind of like, yeah. Yeah, so getting past this, we'll close that out. We've gone over that. So now the live stream they launched, they showed gameplay footage, Funcom themselves, and there's something funny about this live stream. I'll tell you guys.
Dead, off-worlder. If the sands don't take you, the storms will swallow you whole. But you don't have to walk this path alone. In every danger, there is opportunity. The foundation of something greater. A power waiting to be harnessed. Desert power. Some claim to rule this planet. But Arrakis is yours to explore.
I don't got anybody watching on TikTok. TikTok's pretty much a lost cause at this point. I think I'm gonna go and jump over to Instagram from now on. Can you go live on Instagram? Or is it only pictures? I have no idea. TikTok's pretty useless to me.
But there are forces beyond even your control.
Unless you're like a hot chick working out, showing your body off, you're pretty much not gonna get anything on TikTok. It's basically the, what do they call it? TikTok's basically just the
Master Arrakis.
it's basically just a bunch of idiots that talk about politics that don't know anything, and then also just whatever.
To awakening.
Bunch of morons. Cool. I'm gonna buy this game on the PlayStation 5. I'm gonna buy the Pro for this game, actually. So when this game comes out, I'll buy the PlayStation Pro.
Hello, everybody.
I didn't meet
and
this lady.
Welcome to
She
our
wasn't.
very first
I think I was like, I think I walked past this room though.
Senior PR manager here at Funcom, and I'm very excited to be your host for today.
So I wanna fast forward to the gameplay.
Among them,
with tools like the sugar wire claw and suspensor belt.
So they're showing some footage here of the game.
And learn to overcome the deadly environment. Collect materials
So
to craft a
so the
shelter,
mining looks cool, right?
stillsuit, and your first vehicle.
I like the
then venture into the desert. With a scanning module installed, you can scan for resources in smaller areas. Or
So what
climb
I'm
the
actually
highest
curious
peaks
about
to
is
launch
how
a
long it's
survey
really going to
probe,
take to get some of the good equipment.
revealing large swaths of terrain and important locations like shipwrecks or abandoned Imperial testing stations. Traverse difficult terrain with tools like the sugar wire claw and suspensor belt, and claim powerful tech and gear. Expand your fleet of vehicles and upgrade them with new modules.
They mentioned something about in this live stream about somebody made a car, like basically a dealership for
Arrakis are within your reach. In the deep desert.
Oh, No Man's Sky. I think. I mean, No Man's Sky is probably gonna be more open worldy than this, because you don't get in spaceships in this game. You have flyers. You build. So it's gonna be. Imagine if No Man's Sky, you're stuck on one planet with a bunch of players.
Be the first to mark the location of precious resources.
So think of it like that. This is more focused on the Dune planet than going out to other planets. So you don't. I think there's rumors that they're going to have different planets later, like Caladan or GD Prime. I don't know if that's true. I just heard rumors of people on different YouTube channels about that. So May 20th. '15th, because I got Ultimate Edition. I'm taking that day off of work actually, so I gotta put that in the. I don't know what time the game comes out, but I'll be live streaming the 15th.
so to talk about the world and exploration in Dune Awakening, we're gonna jump into live gameplay, and I have two guests with me here to talk about that. Two very exciting guests. We have here on the side Jeff.
I didn't meet.
Garnier,
I don't
who's
think
our
I didn't.
world
I don't think I
director
met them.
on Dune Awakening, and we have Øyvind Jernskau, who is expert environmental designer, artist, who will jump on and answer questions in the end as well. Jeff, for example, who you might know, by the way, also as El Jefe. For some of you, if you know, you know. Jeff, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit to the viewers?
Yes.
May
I'm Jeff.
20th.
As Tasha said, I'm the world
Pooch
director.
Puss is, yeah, May 20th. If you buy the
2 decades,
the Ultimate or the whatever the other
yourself
version, you
with
get it
the
5 days
Persia,
earlier. You
Assassin's
can start
Creed,
playing on the
The
15th of
Division,
May.
Jump to other companies, work on Battlefield, Divinity, working on.
I'm gonna cut through this, the gameplay.
Playing.
But you're that old.
So here we go. So they're gonna mention
We
somebody.
don't do that here. We don't do any age
So-
shaming here. I was like, all right. But yeah, so as we now jump into some of the gameplay, we'll have actually Camille behind the camera, who is.
So they just mentioned the gentleman that's actually playing this for them for this live stream they did. That's the guy that I walked around the office. He showed me the place. The guy playing in this live stream. So Camille, great guy. Cool dude. He showed me all around the office. So I got the guy that's actually, you don't get to see him in the camera, but the guy playing the game is the guy that the one who gave me the tour of Funcom.
Playing for us. We will. There he also emotes. Nice.
Well
love
done.
it. Love it. So as we take our first step here into the
So I'll turn the
world, I
volume
mean,
down a little bit.
One of the main concerns that players have, or that we see often.
So you see how he's just running around collecting
Is it gonna
resources.
Be boring? You know, like, is it? Can you do a lot with the desert?
Yes.
But we can. I think we can. I think we can actually say that we can. So.
So it looks like you have to fill up your hydration there.
Yeah, it was
Do you-
basically.
and from what it looks
when I
like,
started at Funcom,
if you drink straight from the dew plants or the plants, you can only
for
get
the world.
so much
So,
water out of them.
right, yes,
It blocks you. Looks like it said
I was
dew
in
limit
charge
right
of the
there.
world on a desert
So it looks
area,
like
but
that
on
it
the
only
desert,
gets you
there
that
was
water to
a
that
lot of
first
vertical
rung there.
in
If
the
you guys see right here.
So we'll see that later also, but there's a lot of rock formation and
So he's got the
different
Shiga
biomes
wire,
that we
can
explore and things
pull
like
'em
this, but
around.
It was really, really important to me that it was just not a flat space of sand, right? Thanks to
It looks like there's a lot of stuff just laying everywhere, so that's good. A lot of free resources just laying all over the place.
High elevation with lots of different vistas, like the one that we have right now, and
There's some
we can see
binos.
Camille using the binoculars to make sure that you can look at the trade post. Right here we have 4 of them in Hege Basin. The map that you will play many hours. This is a neutral section that hosts a lot of NPCs you can talk to.
So this is-
vendors, you can
Hey,
make contracts
so
with
Poopus,
different
if you're new to the channel, I'm on
things like that.
YouTube as well. Make sure you throw me a follow if you're just watching now on Twitch, because I'll be trying. Whenever the game comes out, I'll be live streaming on Twitch and YouTube simultaneously. So I'll be doing simul casting there, and to probably TikTok, I guess.
Yeah,
But
the little garage that
so
we added.
we got somebody in the
Every
TikTok
minute,
now.
There was a lot of players going to the trade post with their hard-earned
Watching.
sand bike.
We're watching a live
And,
stream that
they,
Funcom did
just basically
last
sand
week
bike here, there,
of
going to
beta
trade post,
gameplay
and the
of that
sandstorm
they
was
officially
coming.
released it,
When
so
the
we can
sandstorm
show it.
come, the door closes.
This is directly from Funcom,
and,
folks.
We are getting a sandstorm now, so we can.
So this is what the
Yeah,
game will
yeah,
look
yeah.
like. I'm not
But
playing
what
this
I
right
think
now
is
for
very cool,
anybody
like,
that's
just
wondering.
The
game doesn't come out till if you get the early buy-in,
Yeah, absolutely.
15 May. So we have 46 days left until the game comes out.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's on Steam for pre-order now. It's not going to be released on console until a later date. It's a multiplayer MMO game set on the planet Dune, like the franchise, the desert
We
planet.
might actually see the doors being. Yeah, we see the sandstorm.
I have 3. So right now I am streaming to YouTube,
Yeah, now it is. Yeah,
Twitch,
yeah,
and
it's-
TikTok.
Yeah.
Which is gonna eat a bit of time though, but that's just how it is.
I haven't actually tried. Can you get like squished?
TikTok, I don't ever really get many viewers. I got somebody watching me around there right now. They're not really answering in the chat, but hey, welcome on TikTok if you're watching me. Thank you, because I never really get anybody watching me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
You also see like
well,
yeah,
that's funny
the
because
door closed.
there's a lot of things that can happen in the environment. And
Oh,
that just
they're
happen.
closing. I guess those shields close by themselves when the sandstorm
So,
comes.
we're gonna wait a little bit and talk a bit more, right? So the thing in front of Camille was that's the contract board. So
Okay,
it's
that's what the
one of
contract
ways
board
that
looks
you
like.
can get
I guess so. They're at the early outpost,
contract things to do,
the
basically.
starting area.
You
It
pick
looks
them
like.
up and then you do them,
So
you get
in the
some
beginning of the game, I guess this is where we're going to start at.
some people might have been sent to kill other baddies, and then you just happen there, you steal the contract, and you finish the job. And
Oh,
you
so you can get a contract board, take missions from that random contract board. Okay.
Faction-specific contracts as well. They have like specific icons there. Of
Absolutely.
course.
Okay, she just said they also have they have faction specific. So I guess there's going to be other people we can go to get.
Or contracts, like we
I'm
call
assuming
them.
Atreides or Harkonnen missions directly from those people too.
Yes.
Do you have like? You also have like the faction.
Can I fly you
agents
somewhere
here,
today?
like in these trade posts that you can like talk to if you want to actually start one
I
of
like
the
to
faction
fly.
quest lines?
Yeah,
Fast.
absolutely.
What are they looking at
there's
here?
a quest line that's in you
Nothing stops me
later
from
in
getting where
another
I need to go.
region that
But you know what I
brings you
don't
to
like much? Talking.
aligning yourself with one of the main faction, either Atreides or Harkonnen.
And also what we saw just now was you can actually, once you have a trade post explored or unlocked, you can actually use a pilot that flies you to one of the either Arrakis or Harko village. Like
Oh, that's
that.
convenient.
You can go
So
to,
in the beginning,
you can
'cause
go to
apparently it
trade
takes a
post,
while
or
to
you
get
can
an
also fly
ornithopter.
outside of this map, and then go into.
And so I guess you can just go to like a
there's a lot more
taxi
things to
and take you to the
explore
big
there, more
cities.
NPC to talk to. You have access to the exchange, which is the Dune auction.
I'm sure they're
house,
going to charge you.
where you can buy and sell things for and from
Okay.
Other players.
Yeah, because generally you actually need an ornithopter, right?
Yes.
to
Yeah,
go
so she
there,
just
so
confirmed it
we
right. I've
make
watched
sure
this
that
already,
we
guys. So I
really
kind
make
of,
sure
as a
that
disclaimer, I've
we
actually watched this live stream already, so I kind of already know what they've talked about.
Exactly. It takes a lot of time to get the top there.
I just
so,
wanted to go over for you guys, so who hasn't watched it yet.
It's,
Oh, yeah, it is.
absolutely, 100%.
Absolutely.
It's a really wow moment. I remember when I made.
Yeah, I don't know about the
myself
mentor
my own
stuff.
ornithopter.
Probably, I'm
Ornithopter.
guessing they're gonna be around it in random places.
But now,
when I test bugs, I just stop and I just fly around.
Really? Just to
Yeah, do the booster.
enjoy your work. so
Takes
to
longer
say.
to fix.
So this, so this is his base.
You know.
Let me go back.
Side of this map,
So he goes down and go.
and then go into the cities.
I missed that part.
There's a lot more things to explore there, more NPC to talk to. You have access to the exchange, which is the Dune auction house, where you can buy and sell things for and
Okay.
from other players.
Yeah, because generally you actually need an ornithopter, right,
Yes.
to go there. So we made sure that even
I
new players
clicked the
can
back, so I
actually
wanted to see how
enjoy those
he got
things,
into that
even if
base.
They don't have the
Oh,
ornithopter unlocked just yet.
Exactly.
So he's just going off the side of the cliffs and stuff.
It's,
It's worth it.
It's worth it.
It's,
oh, yeah,
oh,
it is.
absolutely, 100%.
absolutely.
It's a really wow moment. I remember.
so that is
the
his
first
base.
When I made myself my first
Okay.
ornithopter, I was very.
So you
proud.
make those bases, everyone. It's like
But
it's
now-
building like No Man's Sky, Ark, Rust. You build your own. You
Really?
build all this. You research stuff. You level up. It's just like those other survival kind of games.
Takes longer to fix bugs because
Nobody knows that.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
So it's pretty cool.
You need to, yeah.
Oh, he's got a couple bikes
So
in there.
in this case here, we do have a sand bike.
Blood purifier. I'm
and
guessing
we
that.
have,
Oh wait.
if you
Oh, you
can
can
check
look at that.
the
Okay.
base.
You can deposit blood. It turns it into water.
He harvested from enemies before. That's the best first way to
Got
second
it.
way, I must say.
So a
to
blood
harvest yourself.
piefer. That looks like
First
this is
way
something you're gonna have to make.
suck up
A piece
sap
of
plant at the start of the
hardware.
game. But then at some point you unlock tools to be able to harvest blood from enemies, and then you can process it into water, where you can then drink.
Yeah, he
You
just
can
said that.
also drink blood if you're really desperate, but it's not really good.
It's not.
not very good.
It's not suggested at least, or it's not
exactly.
like. Yeah.
I'm assuming that
So, yeah,
bike
we've shown
is going to
lot
be
of,
a crucial item to
animations
get right away in the
Many
game.
of our videos before and other things. So Camille is gonna move away from there.
Okay, so
still
he's
see a
going
couple of,
somewhere.
have a little look at a couple of other locations on the way. Luckily for us, it's nighttime now, so there's not much sun to deal with because it's better to travel during the night. You don't have to.
So imagine doing
run
this with a bunch of
shadows
friends. That'd be
and
cool,
things,
right?
And then Camille is.
I mean, imagine once you get to the
Alright,
deep
roll,
desert.
barrel roll, that's fine. It happens.
I think you can have a bunch. I'm guessing you can. He had 3 there, so he created 3 bikes. I'm guessing you
I
can
also-
have.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
also
assuming you
the
can
guide
build as
to
much
see kind of
vehicles as you want as long as you have the resources.
guide
I
you
don't think there's a
there, the
cap.
lights guide you a
I've
little
never
bit.
heard
I
him
mean,
talk
I think
about
it's
that,
not,
so I'm
like,
assuming
too obvious,
you
but
could
it's
just have 100 bikes lined up.
little
I don't
things
know.
that your eye goes to.
Exactly. This is
That's
classic
well-
world
that's
design
well
and
built in.
That'd be funny.
You know?
Yes.
Absolutely.
But you know, you can't. Any
Yes,
other players
now
just
we're
can't
going
take
to
them.
meet, our
I don't
lovely
think.
Direction
It's gonna.
era.
I'm assuming it's like other games where you own it.
Planet,
You know,
planet,
maybe in the deep
planet,
desert, your stuff
let's
can.
say it like this.
I think he's mentioned
you
that
have
in
the
live
NPC
stream,
that you will meet
Joel,
in the game to
that you
learn,
can't steal
any
vehicles
skill tree.
unless
So you talk to him, and
You-
then you do little things for him.
you
and
kill
then
them or
when you're
something.
done,
Then you can
will
take them.
unlock
I can't remember the
your skill
person.
tree
I
that
can't
you
remember if
unlock.
they mentioned that.
Uh,
They mentioned something about that in a different live stream.
Many of them in the world.
Oh, so see, look, he just
find
found some random guy,
So
some
you're able
NPC
to,
out there.
Unlock more skills to diversify your build.
Yeah. So once again, exploration pays off because you might actually find those trainers out in the wild to like customize your builds as well.
Yes.
Because as we know, you can mix and match all different skill trees
Yes.
as long as you have skills unlocked.
Exactly. And there's lovely.
Oh, so
little
he-
set
so-
dressing there done by the art team. to
Who was it,
emphasize that this guy's growing some plants in the harsh world of Arrakis.
Yeah, I think people have probably tried that already. I'm guessing in the.
On our bikes.
I don't
mean,
know.
We also saw Camille use the sheep.
Oh,
Yeah,
cheap
this-
viewers on
Because
Streambo. Oh, never mind. That's
traversal
that's a
and
bot.
traveling is going to be a big part, obviously, for players. They will spend a lot of time doing that, so we also wanted to make sure it's actually fun, both in terms of how the world looks like, but also in terms of the options they have to do that.
I got 6 people watching, guys.
When
That's
you
pretty
use
cool.
the Shigawai during combat, this can be quite effective as well. You can even use it to stun.
Very true.
My goal is to have at least 10 to
Multiple
15 people
purpose,
watching me
and I don't-
when the game comes
I don't
out.
remember if Camille was doing that. Oh,
Hey, but if you guys, if you guys at least show up, I'll have some. At least I'll have more
So, yeah,
than
sometimes you
one.
travel the world and then things happen, and then it was a group of scavenger with a broken down bike, and then
They wanted
yeah.
your bike.
Yeah, exactly. These
46
shoot
days.
Also,
That's all
they
we got
can
left.
plan
He's
well
getting killed.
enough.
He's getting
No,
shot at
it's
by
like,
some
that's something
NPCs
you
there.
should definitely do. You need to be able, or you need to plan ahead if you travel.
Yes, so now we're gonna go to the Vermilius Gap. There's this
Oh, he's
thing
cutting across
flying
the
in
desert.
background. It's a Sardaukar dropship. They will soon disappear.
Oh, he's
because
calling the
they-
worm's being attracted. Look at that thing in the middle of the screen.
They have this
He's
massive
creating
light,
vibrations.
and then if you get caught into the light, you're stunned into place.
Oh, that
for a little
Harkonnen
bit of
ship
time.
flying around out
So,
there.
show
He just said
mercenary,
if the spotlight
you're
gets you,
nothing
they'll
more
come
than
down
wait for
and
them
come
to
attack
send
you.
Sardaukar. But they still send show mercenary to basically get rid of you because, for reasons I will not talk about here, they are there too.
Dude, where's the worm? There's no worm after him?
For someone.
Exactly.
Oh, there it is.
So now the worm is probably.
Oh, shoot, there it is.
Oh, yes.
There you go.
Yep.
We can see.
Coming after
You
him.
should get out of there.
Two
You gotta
more
get to the
fighters.
rocks
We
then
see
before
that
it gets
the
near you, I'm
information
guessing.
Actually kissed.
The little
Oh, dude, if you're on foot, there's no way you can walk across foot across those desert expanses like that.
But what's
The
cool
worm will
about
get you.
The sandworm specifically is that
So you have to have the bike. So you're gonna have to get that
Yes.
bike
they
really
have
on.
their own kind of life, if you right.
Yes, absolutely. It's,
From my understanding, you
so
can
this
play
is
this kind of
for,
single player
players,
like.
but, there's many
You don't
worms
necessarily have to
and,
focus
the
on
map.
the
And they all have their own
survival
territory, and then when you cross
necessarily.
them, it's another worm that's gonna run after you, and they're really
Territorial?
territorial. Yeah, exactly. Excuse my French.
But all
And,
this, all these areas is like
yes,
NPCs and
they will
stuff.
come after you no
But
matter what.
remember, when you're running around this game,
Faster than
when it comes out, it's gonna be other players running around here
Here's a
too.
crossing, NPC
But then this is
character.
the starting zone map. So this is like not the main PvP area. That PvP area is going to be the deep desert, which is another area,
Yes.
And now we'll see the beauty of,
which is where the real PvP is going to happen.
There's a
Over here, I think
beautiful
it's
arch that
limited
you press it.
PvP.
Look at this. There's
The
this beautiful.
vista.
Oh, what the heck is that?
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Remember to stop here, go off your bike, enjoy it.
Exactly. Enjoy it.
We spend
Somebody's
Stay in
been-
the shade. Stay in the shade.
Stay in the shade.
Somebody built
But
that, I
also
think.
what we just saw here was that there is an icon there, like at the camp as well, because
Okay. Oh, here's a leveling up screen.
yes. So for example,
Do you-
they
okay, you have
camps different factions,
your
or
powers.
We have different factions in the
Okay,
game.
that's how you drag your
Different
powers
factions
into the
can
slots you
actually
want to
fight
use.
each other as well. You will
Yes.
notice that as you explore. But more importantly, there is a reason and that they look different as well.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We have to diversify
Cool,
the
cool.
camps, right? So they have to get the
Oh, that's
killers,
awesome.
the
The
machines,
binos, you
the
can see those
Fremen,
resource
you have
areas
the
or whatever.
Scavengers, which is like the
Can you mark
first
bad guys?
person you actually meet. They're just trying to survive, like you, of course. And later on, you get more and more.
That's like a
advanced
glitch right there, you see that?
factions, And they all have
Like a texture glitch?
The banners, symbols, and kind of way of life,
Mm.
and how important they are on the hierarchy. Like,
Does that work?
do you need to fight your way up to the top?
Exactly, and they use different.
Oh, you pull
abilities
somebody
also,
towards you.
and yeah, the higher you go in the factions, basically, the harder enemy
There you
gets,
go.
and they have more abilities to attack you and different weapons. Oh,
Oh.
there you go. Got stunned
Uh,
a little bit.
They've
now
cleaned
I
up
cannot
the
shield,
the
so,
fighting
you see
quite a
that
bit since that very
principle
first footage, but
control,
it's still a
even
little
though
bit
there's
stiff, right?
power
But
drain when
apparently they're
you're
working on the
shot.
animations and
But,
stuff to make
it's
it a little
really good way
more.
to survive against melee, against
natural
against
looking.
range, weapons.
I love his past though, like the build. I am a swordmaster at heart. I love the swordmaster tree, so I am melee to do and to do.
8 people watching. Hey, I got some viewers in here
Use a
now.
weapon. I love the combos and those things. So
I'm more of a
that's
gun
sweet.
guy myself.
You got a gun
Keep
guy
this
yourself,
going.
That's
But
good.
That's the.
If
beauty
you're
of
just
things,
tuning in,
right?
I'm watching a live
I-
footage, a live stream that Funcom did of the gameplay of
Yes.
Dune
I always try to be more
Awakening that
sneaky,
they
then
put
I
out
just end up
themselves. So I'm
aggravating
just
the whole
showing
time.
what the actual
It's
company
like-
put out.
It's like it never works out.
Camille using the voice right
Oh,
here
nice.
to attract the heavy. They are big baddies, and they have
Yeah,
shields.
they're annoying.
And,
Oh yeah, look at that Gatling gun, dude.
light machine guns. They're pretty annoying, yes.
Oh
So you
man.
don't shoot,
So I
uh,
bet you that if you don't have a good enough shield, it probably wears it down. I bet.
So,
So,
ooh, talking about
Even though
combat,
that's not necessarily
we
lower
know
accurate,
that,
but
you have a lot of questions regarding melee
technically the
combat,
Holtzman
combat in
shield would
general.
be impervious
So
to all.
We won't go into that today.
kinetic weapons,
also
but
question or reply,
They gotta
right?
they gotta add a little bit of video game mechanics in here, guys. They can't
Right.
just make you.
And then you can
If that, I mean,
you can
basically
focus
in
on the
in the
evidence.
Dune lore, you could just
So
walk around with a
just
shield on all
remind
day
you
and then
on answering
never get.
combat
No one could ever
questions
do
today.
nothing to you.
we
Very
can
aware that you
But-
may know more.
Look at that. Even see how it doesn't do nothing to them. They're all bouncing away. But eventually it wore 'em down.
Using a disruptor right there, which is high burst rifle. throw
Oh,
one
take him out.
at the same time.
Oh, I need that frickin' submachine gun he was just using.
And then you can finish them off by how you want. Now it disappeared, which is really good, but Camille was fighting.
Ooh,
under
took
the
him out.
sun earlier, so he got sunstroke,
Yeah.
which is one thing you have to keep in mind all the time when you travel.
Oh, right in the face.
So and then he was.
Yeah, this combat looks way better than it did in that original video. Remember? Way back when?
It's pretty low.
They brought out last
So
year, the
you
first
can see
footage we
also
saw.
Whenever he shoots, the shield is turned off by default because you cannot shoot.
And they said they're still cleaning it up too, so.
So you have to be careful into when you use a ranged weapon with a shield.
Now we can harvest their blood.
Yeah, that's
The
what he's
blood
been
of the
doing now.
enemies there.
He fill all his container. There's a lot of different.
they wanna
containers
slow
that
the
you have
combat
in the game.
down?
There's a little light that is pretty straightforward to know what is lootable and what is not. There's different size of chests.
I want to know how
There's a bigger one right
PvP is
here,
gonna play
but
on this.
there
Is there gonna be a bunch of
bigger
exploits
piece of
and
armor things like
spawn
that.
camping
There's a
and
crate, so you get a lot of med kits and different.
is it
things.
gonna
The
be like
locker
crazy,
there
dude? Like
is,
Rust and
pieces
EVE
of,
Online and is it?
components to craft
Because you
and
can raid
upgrade
people's
different
bases in a deep
weapons,
desert area.
in the game, and then there's a lot of different.
I don't
things
think
also.
you can't
There's
raid anybody's
bigger,
base in this area
rollier,
though. I don't
better
think.
chests
You have
also.
to go to
We're
the
gonna
PvP
get to one
zone.
later, because like Tasha was saying, there's a lot to explore in this world, and I was personally more than happy to hide a lot of different things.
Oh, there's all
in
kinds of areas to
all
go check out
corners
here.
and height and.
What did he
depth
just drop
of
there?
this,
Was that a little sentry gun?
The turret is probably
Oh,
gonna do
yeah.
its job. There you go.
Oh, that's
Pretty
handy.
good skill to use at the start, by the way.
Oh, he got he got staggered by that guy. He has a shield on. That's why.
But there's a shield, so it doesn't do much.
Oh, he used a slow blade to get through.
And then turret finished up the enemy, which is good.
I'm not sure if
You
it's
see
correct,
that?
but
That was like from the movies.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I guess
yes.
you hold the button down or something to get the slow blade effect.
And now Camille's in a cave.
That's cool.
Which is another
Now, that's
little
kinda
piece
cool,
of
actually.
environment. This is a tiny cave that we have right here.
Also, we just found the contract there.
No, it's
Isn't that a
it's a
contract?
it's a contract container.
You got to
but,
use
there
the
was
slow
nothing right
blade.
here because he doesn't have the contract.
Oh, it was actually a quest item.
Exactly,
Okay,
it was a
yeah.
quest item, but
Yeah.
he doesn't have a contract. So at least for this specific, there's a lot of different places that you can find pieces before you have the contract, and when you have the contract, you can turn it already, right? But yeah.
And he just mined.
And then we just we
So I
just
guess
visited the little
can you
cave,
just my
which is
question
another
right there? Can you
little
just leave your
environment
shield on all the
that,
time?
You get specific components
Or-
in there. It's a old Fremen remnant.
Now, if you have your shield on out
ancient
there
past,
when you're crossing the
which is
desert, will it
Fremen
call the worm faster?
Had a little bit of a hard history in our timeline right here. And you can find different components to craft different things like still suits and
I wonder.
arrays and things like that. And there's other landmark like the one we've seen right here. This big.
So all that
mine
stuff
in
you can
the
suck
wood
water
that
out of, I
has
guess,
been
right there. Those little
abandoned for
plants.
Years and years that now have been.
Oh, so this is somebody's
conquered,
base
and now
here.
it's Kirabs living there, like you said,
Right.
right? All right,
And
another
we're-
base.
Oh, it's his base.
At our, second
Oh, so you can build
base.
bases along
Super
like
nicely
the
done,
wall
by
and
the
cliff
way,
faces and stuff,
yeah,
guys.
by
That's
Tor
kind of
Egil.
cool.
Shout out to Tor Egil from marketing team, our communications manager. He is our internal builder. He is just amazing.
Oh, he does-
Also, talking
Fuel
about building,
power generator. You
like,
saw that? That's what the generators look
the
like.
screenshots that our
So you build all
developers
this.
are
This
posting
everything you've
on
seen. This
our
they built.
Discord
This is the
are
base you can build.
So mind blowing. I cannot wait
Yes.
what the wider community is going to do with this. Like, I
Yeah.
am so excited. It's probably one of
Man.
the things that I'm most
Oh,
excited
there's an
about,
ornithopter. Oh no, he's gonna
what
get in that.
people can come- or what people will come up with building.
Oh, look at that big
So
medium. Oh, medium storage
there was,
container.
there was the,
Large water
it's also
cistern.
another
Oh, okay.
name, But there was this person at the beta that made this car
The
dealer.
car dealer.
The car dealer.
Yes. Yes.
There was this massive base with little.
Yeah, like
Well,
almost like, honeycomb
I know they said you
exactly.
can't
Life,
shoot
and
lasers.
each had, like, an
You can
oil
shoot at the
container,
shields. It
like
doesn't.
stuff
It,
like
it,
that.
it wears but
Yeah,
regular
Yes.
weapons.
literally
But
like a car
if I remember
dealer.
watching this earlier,
Absolutely
las
amazing.
guns will not activate on shields. So yeah, you're right about that. Lasers won't work.
3D's buggy and an Arcanon buggy and a lot of different.
Well, he was just shooting and wearing the enemy
Also
shield
here we
down.
see
So I think
how
if you
many
shoot
actions
enough
you
at the
can
shield, it will wear it down.
Go
go
farther.
ahead.
Yes.
But also, I think DT, I think he now can abandon
Because he just showed that happening.
the previous base.
Yeah, absolutely.
So-
It's pretty good that thanks to Thor, because
Man, but I bet if you get the more powerful, higher level shields, it's probably a lot
We
harder.
expect player to move because everyone was starting the Aiga base in south that you can see here.
That's
But
his old base.
yeah, that's
the
his old
first
base, and then he can just abandon it, and then it's gonna be cleaned up by the storms.
Yes.
And it's really cool because well, he doesn't have to get back.
That
there.
whole
He has
area
all these
is
things already.
Haga
But
Basin.
also
Holy
it gives
crap.
More space for the new players
Yes.
that will join.
The Haga
server
Basin is
to
huge.
build their base there.
Yeah.
So there's this flow of players that can go and further into the map, right?
The storm is like a Roomba of Arrakis.
Oh, this is awesome.
Yes,
Look at the
all around
ornithopter,
the-
dude. So I'm guessing
Storm
this is going to be one of the most
Roomba,
crucial
absolutely.
vehicles they have in the game, I'm guessing.
So now it's time to fly.
Oh yeah, dude, you gotta
This,
have an
of
ornithopter.
course,
Look at
opens
this.
up the world
Look how
even
fast you can
more.
fly around.
So you have a lot of additional opportunities and a lot of additional options now. Here we're looking at the area we were just at from the air.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Again, this for me, this was such
You
an
gotta have
amazing
one of
move,
those.
and for the
You
first
gots to
time
have an
built
ornithopter,
my
dude.
very own ornithopter. I had to like craft it myself. I had to work for it, like literally in the game.
Muffin
And then-
Crisis, welcome to the channel. Throw me a
That
follow.
hole down there. Imperial testing.
I'll
station.
be playing this game when it
We
comes
have
out
different
on
types,
15 May for
points
early
that
well, not early access, but early
it's more about
availability if you bought the
research,
ultimate edition,
about
which I did.
mining and resources and different
If you buy the
abandoned
ultimate or
for
the
10,000 years.
what's the middle one
the
called
spice
again?
was discovered,
Premium?
They abandoned a lot of different things, and they've been recently reopened. And then of course there's a lot of baddies
Where the
that
hell
are
is this
living
thing?
there now. They took care of that.
The deluxe
Again,
edition.
we're
So if you get the
still
deluxe
living in
edition or
the
ultimate
access,
edition, you can play
there's
5 days
rabbit
early,
living in there.
Also, we just flew over that white.
which I already pre-ordered the
Yeah,
ultimate.
this
Yes,
white
there you go.
buff right there. This is flower.
So
seed.
Muffin Crisis,
It's
make
the
sure
source
to
of
follow me
harvest,
on
either by hand, but
Twitch
there's not
or
really,
YouTube. YouTube is
well,
where
you
all
can,
my
it's
lot
not
of my
that great,
videos
but you
are.
can,
So
not as
or
efficient,
it's not
but-
efficient,
I've been
exactly,
following the
or,
development of this game
with
for
the
quite a
static
while.
calculator, which is way more efficient.
I
But it's on the
recently,
stand, so of course you create
like
vibration, and
a
then
week
what that
ago, I
means-
was in Oslo, Norway, and I got to
Where
take a
it's
tour of the
going, exactly.
Funcom
So now we're
headquarters
going-
where they're
there's this
taping at
big
right
ship
now.
that
This
flies
well,
from
not right
time
now,
to
but
time, and
when they
there's
did
also
And
this
there's also
live
a
stream,
crashed
Yeah, that's
spaceship
also,
that is coming down.
they were
from
gracious
the
enough to let
outside
me take a
area.
tour of the
That's a small,
building of the office.
ship that's
Also
gonna
dynamic
fall
events.
somewhere. We don't know where it happens. From
real
time
nice
to time.
people.
So we went on
These people are really nice.
Literally, we call
This-
it literally that.
They basically allowed. I mean, to them, I was basically a complete stranger, and they kind of just let me in the building. I mean, I could have been anybody, right?
Like,
I mean, how many people are gonna? How many crazies are gonna show up there from
There's
Oh,
a
no.
spice blown out happening. That's pretty good.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
buy a plane
Perfect.
ticket on their own to
Yes.
fly out there to go there, right? So I'm assuming they
Scripted here,
knew who
so
I
it's
was,
systemic.
and they already had my information. So
Camille is gonna burn himself now because he's under the sun. So you should go hide and
do
go-
not stand on a place where you.
But I
see
never met
someone
any of them
having
before.
something in that
No,
color,
exactly.
do
Just
not
on,
stand it.
chat.
Just
Exactly.
as a tip.
So that's
He's
one of
there-
the glowy chests I was talking about.
oh, look at that!
So
There's hidden
a
stuff
lot
up there on
them
this top of this.
hidden throughout the world. In
Dude, is he on
different
top of that
places,
tall
and then
peak that was in the middle of the map?
these purple
You can
things,
just land up
and
there.
that's, unique schematics. When you find one, you need to go back to a safe space to be able to learn it. And Camille found a
Oh, this
couple
game's
more.
way bigger than I thought it was gonna be.
This is the
You
good
can go.
stuff,
You
right?
can go. You can go on any of the mountains.
People wonder about
This is
last
really
guns.
late game, by the way.
We do have
but,
last guns in the
yes,
game.
we do have last guns, but you cannot create nuclear explosion with them. In our timeline.
Yeah,
we
that base
have,
cliff was awesome.
Specific anti. What's the word? I always forget the safety.
Safety,
If you point at another player.
Oh, he's
or
talking about it
another
right now.
shield With a las gun, that will.
Las guns deactivate if you point them at
You don't
shields,
want to- just everyone to
which
just
makes
nuke
sense
everyone
'cause
for the
you would
logs,
just be
know?
Because it will basically
nuclear
block
bombing the
Yeah,
entire
exactly.
map
Like-
every 5
Yeah,
seconds
that's
if you
okay.
did that.
It just doesn't work. There's probably an English word for that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But you're safe and sorry.
But
Yeah, exactly.
this is one of the things that I was
Damn.
really excited about, and I know your team, both your teams. are
Wait,
working
what was that
really
noise in the
hard to
background?
find, like,
Was that the worm?
those hidden places and like hide goodies for
I don't know if you guys heard
players to
that.
find. I remember like even in normal like the small caves that we saw earlier that are actually relatively small.
Oh, is that a probe?
I was like.
Oh yeah,
climbing
probe
there
proximity. He
and,
did a
like,
survey.
Figuring out how high can I.
Oh, it's like a
go up
survey
and
thing. You can
and
shoot
I
that up,
found
and then you
a little
can
nook
you can
that
reveal
literally had
locations
a
of stuff,
chest
or
with
what?
Something very rare.
Yes.
And I personally, as a player, I love those things because
Yeah.
it makes me feel like, oh, probably not everyone has found that, right?
Exactly.
Oh,
You see the big
survey-
hammer right
survey
there?
report.
It's a landmark called Mirzaba. Well, if you climb at the top.
So,
maybe-
go to the
maybe
map,
it's
and then you can see a bunch of stuff. Oh, okay.
Maybe
not,
not, you know.
But it's not
Oh, dude, it
always
reveals the
so
map. Look at that.
No,
really
no.
fun that
Holy crap.
Sometimes like, oh, there's nothing there, and no, actually.
Yeah,
Intel? Is that like
space
something you can
there
collect?
also. So now Camille used the survey
Yes.
probe, which is really cool. So it surveyed a part of the map and it opened up. And
What
now
are
we
all
can see
those
a lot of different
splotches?
things. So you can see the shipwreck just north of his
Drum
where the
sand.
mouse is.
Oh, it just said it. He just hovered over it.
Different,
All those circles are
outposts,
drum
and
sand.
This is where you can get intel points.
So I
this is
guess
where
if you
get
walk
tools
through that,
level
it
1,
calls the
and
worm
this is
faster,
where you
like in the
can,
movies or in the books.
unlock more tech in the tech tree. There's the red
Wow.
circle you see there.
Gotta
this is
avoid those.
Drumsend. So if you, this is a Dune thing. If you go there, you hear it when you play boom, 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 and it attracts the worm like no tomorrow. And there's the other ones also that we see with the little lines on the right, which is tidal dust, which is the Dune term. Internally, it's quicksand.
Yeah.
Number one.
Oh,
term
they got the tidal dust in there.
Which is
Oh,
interesting
crap.
though, because, like,
Quicksand in there, too.
because I
So you gotta really watch
personally
the map
think
where you're driving
quicksand
around.
Is gonna be a way bigger problem than it is nowadays, because, like, you know, my childhood is ruined by movies.
Dude, you have to have an ornithopter, dude. You're gonna have to.
Not talk about
Look at
the
this, dude.
never-ending story. But anyway, so we have quicksand in the game here. So here it is actually a problem.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
and
That's
I know
killer.
from
You gotta
previous
have one of those.
experience
Oh, that's cool. Look, that you can dive like in the
it
Microsoft
lost
Flight
its
Simulator.
Exactly. So you can see a lot of landmark there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Barrel roll
Yeah.
here from Camille. Very nicely done. So we have different modes.
You save
in
fuel when you
Fly.
don't when you
We have, like,
don't do the boost.
Fly.
the
There's the,
vulture modes.
yeah, exactly.
normal.
You can do a lot of different things, and it's arcadey in a way, right? But it's easy to use, and it's
There,
it's,
yeah.
it's
What if
really
you save
pleasant
fuel
to
when you
go
do that?
around. And Camille right there is just showing another thing also. I was talking about quicksand and drum sand, but there's also radiation in the game.
Oh, that's what those blue waves are,
This
radiation.
little Cute fuzzy thing that looks like northern lights, but yeah, you don't go there.
Don't stay in there.
No, exactly.
And actually,
Awesome.
Let's do, but because we have more things to show, obviously, we're gonna fly to some other areas. But we would like to start a poll here and open it up to Twitch chat. What would you like to go see between?
Oh, he was
Imperial
just up there on top of that
or
thing.
shipwreck?
That giant.
Those two, like maybe we can also.
Oh, look at the spice plume going. That's what the spice plume looks like.
Absolutely.
But also, so we
I'm all
open
excited
poll
in here,
and
like
you
I'm
can
really
do
playing.
Exclamation mark vote A or vote B, so you can vote for either of them.
Dude, look at that.
And
The spice plume just
end
blew.
Of, like, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes. We see how long we're gonna run it. We'll see what you voted for.
See it from
Planned, of course. This is classic world design, environment design.
Oh, look at this place.
Just to make sure that, like, it's, yes, of course it's reality and things, but we just magically place things in line, you know. So when you get somewhere, and you were talking about when
Look
you
at all
was
that.
visiting
I'm
there,
fast forwarding a little bit,
there was
guys.
all
I
these lights,
won't be
you
able to keep
know,
the stream going
and, well,
forever.
this is classic level design and art design, right? We guide you with.
Is he gonna
things
go
and
down
you
these
just think about
canyons?
it, and then magically you just reach a thing. And Camille is scanning for things now. I guess it's time.
Oh, yeah, look at
now
this.
to go.
Yes. So.
Holy
that's the
crap,
other
this
thing,
map's
right?
huge.
Like, we actually have verticality in the game, so it's
Yes.
not just flat desert. It's on one level. So.
Dude, there's a whole. Oh, I bet you there's all kinds of bad
Yeah,
guys and
they
stuff
talked
down
to
there.
us about how we. It was not easy when when we talked about this beautiful region here, how we made it, but.
Yeah, what was the first thing? I want a canyon.
Dude, that is
Here
awesome.
we have a canyon.
Oh, look at the headlight.
Deeper? It's deeper. More elevation. And, it was a challenge because you need to actually.
This game looks
get up
badass,
this deep
guys.
canyon as well, right? So we have these platforms that you can drive on. And in the beginning we didn't have that many, so we needed to add more and then traverse between them.
Hey, he's still
And
going down.
these
Holy crap. Oh,
tunnels,
now he's at the bottom.
Which are cool, but then we needed to make them cooler with the mining galleries.
Exactly.
And then he wanted to be.
I bet you there's like rare minerals down. Oh, look at those glowing minerals right there.
We had the
I bet you that's something you have to get.
and, it was all fun and game and things, but I was like, how could we make it different?
Yeah.
So. I
Oh,
was
dude,
playing a
you
lot of,
gotta
Zelda
have an
Tears of the
ornithopter
Kingdom,
in this game.
And I was like,
That's
you know,
that's
in the
probably
underworld,
you need to focus on getting
Yeah.
that first than anything
and then,
else.
Of course, pitch darkness is not
Other
good
than
for
the
us,
bike.
so
The bike
we
you have to
had
have.
a lot of
So bike
iteration
then
and
ornithopter, dude. It's
amazing
gotta
work
be the
with
path.
lighting
Yeah.
team to make sure that you can still see in the dark and things like that, right? So
You can't live
but
without
it
that
was,
thing.
It was a bit of
Look
a
at this. Look
struggle
how easy you
to,
can fly around
to
everywhere.
make that canyon in there.
Yeah. And I think also, I know it because I actually placed the tech for it. But
You
you
just
are safe
fly
from
anywhere you
the
want.
Sandstorm
Yes.
down in there.
Oh, that's nice. That's good to know. So if.
Oh, I wonder if there's AI
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
PVE
obviously-
air
there's no
threats. I wonder.
There's no worm down there also.
Is there like
Okay.
enemy?
There's
We know that
There's other
Sardaukar ship that
things.
flies
There's
around, but is there
other
like
things but,
enemy,
you
like
know, it's,
other
it's different. So where are we
ornithopters?
going? Where
We are going
Other
to
than
the
people?
shipwreck.
I
We're
wonder.
going to shipwreck.
Chat has voted.
Okay.
We are going to the shipwreck. Let's check
All
out the
right,
shipwreck.
all right.
So also let's talk about, like I mentioned, the difference between.
We're gonna go to the
because there's
shipwreck, it looks
differences
like.
Between like
Yes.
Imperial testing station or a shipwreck.
Yes, I think the biggest
Is that it right there?
part, in fact, that is kind of related to location, but not at the same time, is the Kenley, right?
Oh, there's like
We
mineral
talked
things
about
sitting on top of the
we had
peaks
it a
there.
little bit earlier when we went to the trade post.
Jabal,
We
Aga
were
Rift,
doing
Jabal,
the
Ifrit, El
you can
Shark.
see on the top right, there's a Kenley limited warfare. This is the PvE.
Oh yeah, look at there's
And
stuff
now
in
you're
there.
gonna see the yellow
There's
thing
lights
on
glowing
the
down there
compass
anyways.
When Camille will go closer, the Kenley is gonna.
Where's he gonna land at?
change to
He's gonna land like right here.
So every single shipwreck in the game, except the first one, is PvP. So we have these pockets of PvP in there. So when you go there, you need to be careful because yes,
Ooh,
you
there's
have
gonna be
enemies to
bad guys
fight,
here.
but also potentially other players.
Oh yeah,
You
there's
don't
bad
know,
guys right there.
Oh,
Oh, so you can get attacked. You can do PvP here at these shipwrecks. It looks like he was just saying. I think that's what he just said.
Look, of course, but also they offer different loot. There are specific components that you want to get at trade posts. Shipwrecks to mainly craft weapons, and at Imperial Testing Station, it's a lot of things mainly to craft vehicles. It's not only that, but it's why you would want to go to one or the other.
Damn,
We can
he's
see
getting lit
here
up.
That, now Camille is fighting harder enemies. This is the slavers now.
Run!
It's another faction.
He's got his drone out
Yeah,
as
you
well.
don't want to be captured by those guys.
Yes, and they use a lot of suspensor grenade and thematic.
Looks like kind of
abilities
Mass Effect-y
to
kind of play.
basically hook you in place and shoot at you and things like that. So
We just talked about the resources
Yeah.
that you can find in the different like.
Combat doesn't look all that bad to me.
resources, But there is generally other ways.
I'm not
as
super
well
picky
that you
about-
can find- or you can
Some
find
people
them.
get really hyper
Yes.
picky
But
about
of
their
course,
combat.
also
I'm not really
different
kind of
different
one of those
ways you
people.
can
exactly.
Find them sometimes. It's just not as efficient.
Exactly.
Right? Like
If you
get it in higher quantity in these areas.
Exactly. If you absolutely don't want at all to
The hell's
even
this
get
ring?
close to a PvP
Exactly.
zone,
Identification
you can
band.
buy the components.
Oh, you probably
or
have to get that to get in
slaves,
areas or
which is,
something.
Monetary resource, right?
Yeah.
Which is we always have different ways of getting things depending on your play style in the game.
Oh, okay. Looks like you got it.
Now, okay, let's
To
get
find
in
our way
there.
inside here. This is special.
Yeah, that's a Penta Shield door. He got the ID band earlier, which is pretty good, so he was able to cross it. It's a shield basically. You cannot pass through if you don't have
Oh.
the ID.
There's a Gatling gun guy.
So
What'd they do? Did they?
You can probably get another one. So that's one of the heavy from earlier, but they're meaner these guys because yeah, that's slavers.
Oh, it's his little his sentry gun's taking those dude out.
So, using the voice and then.
Oh, yeah,
shot the
dude.
guy to death.
He's doing really well though. I gotta
Yeah,
say.
yeah, yeah.
The
It's,
fact that
Oh, that's how you do it.
This pushback abilities.
That dude's a
When you
tank,
get too
dude.
close, they get
Holy
lasered.
crap! Oh, you got him.
Oh, good stuff.
Bro, you gotta have that
So
sentry
yeah,
gun.
You can see here the different things. Also, the armor plating. This is a component to craft.
Yeah, you gotta have that
crafting
sentry gun.
things. Mostly, of course, armors. in
Higher
the
tier
game and
armor,
things.
yeah. and
So
then
here we
I'll
go.
take
We
this
got
For
one.
sure.
the mechanical part. And
You got another
flat field
identification band.
microfiber. Thanks, Dune, for all these great terms.
Dude, imagine playing this with a bunch of people.
Instead of wood and rock, we have these things. But yeah, this is all these things you get in shipwrecks. Bring that to your base, and then that's going to be helping you to craft weapons specifically. And then there's a buggy.
I think they've done a good job balancing a game versus real Dune because you know it could be a if you had it exactly like the book, like lore, true, it'd be kind of a boring game probably. It'd just be a lot of desert and walking around doing nothing. So I think they did a good job kind of adding actual
There's a big loot container.
MMO,
close by that Camille,
you know,
I'm sure won't
elements
get.
into Dune.
Spoilers.
Looks like they've done a good
Or
job.
not.
Spoilers.
Camille doesn't care about the loot. It's fine.
That's a hard balance, you know.
He already has a last gun
We've
anyway.
seen the big chest,
Yeah,
and
exactly,
he's like he's
exactly.
he's armored up to his
Exactly.
teeth anyway. So yeah.
Absolutely.
So he went to the
Now we
shipwreck
got
and now
another
he's
cycle
leaving.
Again, it's night, so the starter car drop ship are probably out, but in this region there's not a lot.
Look at that ornithopter. You gotta have that thing, dude.
We're
Gotta
far
have
into
it.
the game now.
All right.
There you go.
Oh, he's way over there.
That's pretty cool.
Let's press on.
Let's press on.
to-
Yes.
He's leaving some
There's
kind of
so much to
zone. I
cover.
said right there for.
Out of the.
Oh, so I guess
out
if
of
you're
the
if you
heaven
go into
and
certain
into the
Hanley
light.
zones, I guess you can do
You will
PvP
always
even
get
in
information
Haga
when
Basin.
you cross something, so you will know that. Okay.
Oh, there's gonna be
Yeah,
campers, dude,
under the compass,
hanging out,
It turns yellow. if
frickin'
you go
raiding
into
people.
E, it turns green if you go into Guild Peace, which is mainly cities and neutral zone, and it gets into red if you go into PvP.
I would hate to like land an ornithopter there
So
and
when
then
we
lose
talk
it.
about hazards, we talked about hazards earlier. So we have the radiation, of course. We have the quicksand.
Yes.
Heat.
Jumps in.
Heat is also.
Yeah, we have heat, we have fire, we have.
Heat
Oh, he's gonna
poison,
fly to the
worms.
Yeah.
boundary or
well,
something?
the worm,
Worms.
of course.
That's a big hazard.
The
yes.
sandstorms also.
Well, what does it
of
look like
course,
when you
there's
fly
that.
out there?
The
See
starter
here.
car, it's not really a hazard, but it's a thing that can get in your way during the night, and
Yeah.
it's always when you don't think about it, and then you see this big light coming to you, and boop, and then you have the chombers
going for it.
falling from the sky, and
He's going
they start
for it.
shooting at you while going down because they use
So-
sensors.
Oh, I see. Look at that line down there.
I
You can
also-
see.
I
Oh,
really
it's like a
the fact
shield
that here
effect.
we are actually
That's the
gonna
boundary.
fly into the
Overland map.
edge of the map and go into the overland map.
Yes. So.
Oh, this is how you travel.
The map that we've seen.
Okay, there we
here,
go.
we've seen
Overland
just a little
traveling.
Bit of it. This is
Cool, cool.
one map.
This is how you go to the other areas.
When you craft an ornithopter, you can leave this map, and then you can go to different places, including the deep desert that we will go
Oh,
now.
so to fly without having to
But,
take the
I'm gonna
taxi,
show you the thing. So
you
let's
have
go
to
on
have the
to-
ornithopter. Got it. You can't just walk out there.
We know that people really wanted to see the deep desert. Rest assured. we
Another
will
Oh,
do
okay. I
that.
see how that works.
Exactly. So we have this map right here.
Oh,
where,
dude.
you
Oh,
basically fly
they're
with an
definitely gonna
ornithopter,
expand this game.
and
Look
then
at this.
You can head towards different maps, which is a good.
Oh yeah, they're
thing
gonna have
for us
other
also
areas in
in
there
the
for
future,
sure
to
later
be
on.
able to add
DLC.
a lot more content with this,
Exactly.
which is really great.
Yes.
So that's the Haga Basin map that we were in, and then Camille will now.
Oh yeah, look, you
head
can just fly
south
around like
to
that. That's how you
this
travel
part
the
of
map.
village. So
They
Camille
showed that. They
is
showed that way
surrounding
way
this
long
little
ago.
thing. You have water on one side and. fuel
Yeah,
on the other.
yeah, man. Go have your nap.
Bit
I'll
of
probably have to go take a nap soon
Yes,
too because I have
there
jet
you
lag.
go.
A little bit of
Little thing.
little
You
bit
have
of
these-
That's why I did their
these
stream early,
rolling
and I appreciate
water
everybody in here
deposits
watching.
so you can just stop there and
Got like
then the
9 people
water will,
watching.
Go up again because even in this little map right here, you're still.
Just
surrounded
remember,
by
this game
so
comes out
Fuel and water is
in
important.
46 days, so
And now we're gonna enter Harko village.
As we saw earlier, we had at the first trade post, we actually have NPCs that can get you there too,
awesome.
Yes.
before
the
you have an
taxi, yes,
ornithopter, or you can
absolutely.
fly yourself if you have one.
Exactly.
What's next? What's he gonna show? He's gonna
Uh,
show.
to do there
Oh, he's in a
is
Harko.
Yes.
I'm
Also,
guessing he went
we
to
are
one of the
actually
villages.
playing
Harko, is that what
on,
they said? I
like
think they
on
said
our own
earlier.
servers on our own
Yes.
server. We're not playing on the beta, or we're not playing on, especially not on the beta because.
So I guess
we
that's the
want
end,
to
pretty
play
much.
like,
It's
hey
to
mom,
crash-
I'm on
to
camera.
crash into
You know,
us.
like yes.
That's pretty much the end of
So
that.
we
Yeah,
just
after that, they
wanted to
talk
do
about the
something.
music, how they made the music for it. That's pretty cool.
Sound is 50% of the experience. You can play a game without sound, but sound.
I think
will
these guys
convey
talk quite a while
emotions
for
that
the
you have
sound.
written and planned for. It connects the unconnected.
And I watched all that. It gets a little dry, and them talking about the music and how they rented the space to record and everything, and then. And then I think there's a question and answer thing too later on.
As they can, and making sure that the game gets included.
Correct.
I don't think anybody on the stream I met.
So they're like
Maybe maybe I saw this guy.
You basically finance the development by going into early access.
No, this guy's a lead.
It's an
Any of
way,
the senior
but the head
people,
start
yeah,
that we
PR.
have with
No,
this means you
none
can
of these
make
higher up
updates
people were there at the
for
office when I was there.
Normal, like
Yeah,
orders
so
or the normal,
I didn't meet her,
start
the
is
senior lead
pretty
guy.
easy.
No, he wasn't there.
So-
Maybe there was one
Not a-
person that was on a meeting when I was there that was a boss.
Yeah, I guess we can jump into some of the.
Yes,
other
we can
topics.
actually go.
I did show up on a
into,
Friday,
the
So I'm assuming some
pre-orders.
people take that day off
So
if they,
hopefully
you know.
we'll have the image on screen. Anyway, maybe we'll see later.
Ah, look at that.
Hopefully, and then
You get that for
also
free.
do the Spotify, global swatch.
Homo-ID
Talk a little bit about
aquarium.
swatches when we get to that.
It's a
We have
terrarium, guys.
A little bit on dusk right.
You can theoretically tons of different colors.
So yeah.
This is the stuff that's
And
coming with
now
the
we
Ultimate
have
Edition.
The game,
stylish,
yeah.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
cool.
It looks really vicious. It looks really deadly. Like,
That's awesome.
Like all the rust and things. It's like it looks painful.
Yeah. Is it tetanus shot you need to get before you get stabbed with one
Good
of those?
idea. Yeah, good idea.
These will sell you. You can go and search it.
Yes, like basically.
Your
Where you know about some of this.
Answer some of these questions. That's of course.
She's
one
all
of the
tatted
reasons
up.
that we have or we want the questions to be in regards to the topics that we actually cover today, because we have guests on that can actually answer those questions really well. While
Dude, they're all like,
otherwise that
they all speak better English than
not
we do over there.
qualified.
When I was there, everybody
They work in different departments.
in
So that's
Norway.
also one of the reasons. So yeah, I think once Jeff is here, he's actually walking in right now.
Yeah, so if you ever are scared to visit Norway because you think you might not be able to understand people,
Oh hi.
they all speak better English than any of us.
Oh hi. Bonjour, monsieur.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, monsieur. Canadien. Okay. Yes. So we will start.
The reading though, that's
some
the tricky
questions
part.
that we
All the
collected
language, the
from chat.
Norwegian, it's all kind of
Just waiting for the first
a little
one
weird.
to pop up. Obivana. What
German's a
word?
lot easier for me to read.
Obivana asks,
I can get around
"Is voice
Germany a little
chat
bit better.
Available in game. You wanna
Yes.
answer that maybe?
yes.
Okay,
Voila.
spoilers.
Next
Yes.
one.
You know what language seems
Well,
really
it's
crazy was
something-
Dutch.
It's
That was
proximity
real.
chat, it'll be so you'll have.
They also all speak English though, so they make it easy. They make they make it too easy in Europe to get around because everyone speaks English.
All right.
Go to Japan. That's a different.
Yes,
That's a whole
now
different
you're all
world.
easy like this.
I'm pretty sure some
Japan.
people are like, no, it should be
You
enforced
have
in
to,
all
if you
times."
lived in Japan, you'd have
Or
to
like
learn Japanese.
other
You would have to,
games,
100%.
Have it like a death count, like if you kill someone and it just opens up their microphone.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be.
You can only get around so
Yannick
much there
now
as a
asks,
tourist.
Will we have controller support on release?
Yes. I think Steam says partial control support. But yes, the game was built with controller in mind.
Yeah.
So this is one of the things when the UI UX director got on board. That was one.
Control.
99.
These are just questions that we've kind of already seen these.
Like.
I think
What
that's
is
about
the
it on this,
size of
guys.
It's 32.
32 now. Yeah, I think
32
that's
now.
what's gonna be.
Gonna go to the
This is
next
a sort of
news.
I think, or something like that.
Well, I guess it's covering the game pretty much for that. Yeah. So I guess we're gonna shift into the next regular Dune kind of news stuff. I guess I'm gonna go to the Netflix one. I wanted to see what they were talking about with this. So Netflix is Dune, but Netflix doesn't own Dune. That's kind of a weird title. Den Evil News Dune, why is this March 2025? This is I thought it's already been on Netflix. Yeah, this is weird. So we already know this is old school. Okay, this article is just basically saying Dune is on Netflix. Is it? Let me look here real quick. Is Dune on Netflix? I thought it already was before and it came off again. Dune Part 2 is on Netflix. I'm pretty sure Dune 1 came off of Netflix and it's Dune Part 2 right now. So Dune Part 2 is on Netflix right now in the US. I own the movie on 4K, so so I'm not worried about it. Yeah, so apparently, but Dune Part maybe in different countries. This is just talking about Dune, this article. Nothing special here, guys. Yeah, this is like some real Irish Star. So in Ireland, if you live in Ireland, they got it in Netflix. Okay. So that's all that is. All right. All right, so let's go to the next one. This one's funny. Oh, you guys can see my stuff there. Let's zoom in. Close this off. Sting. I don't know if I can get in trouble if I play this. Sting says David Lynch's Dune adaptation, in which he played Fade Routha, was misunderstood masterpiece. I like that movie too. So I like the original Dune movie. Oh, so I guess we kind of have to watch this, I guess.
I saw them both, 1 and 2.
Let's see what he says
I like
here.
them very much. I think they're masterpieces. I met the guy who played my character in the first movie, Austin Butler. Very, very nice. I think our movie was funnier. A bit more camp.
That's true.
And I think it was a misunderstood masterpiece, not because of me, but because of David Lynch. I think people will look back on it and see something there that they have.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it is a funnier movie. That's for dang sure. There's a little bit of comedy in Dune Part 1. A little, and there's comedy in both movies, Dune Part 1 and 2. That's funny, Sting. Oh yeah, so there you go. Straight from Sting. He likes the new ones and the old one. That's funny. There's actually more comedy in Dune Part 2, I think, with Stilgar. But Dune Part 2 is Dune Part 1's very serious. Everyone's getting killed. So it's kind of a very serious atmosphere there in that movie. And then they get the revenge and yeah, there was a little bit more comedy in Dune Part 2, actually. Now that I look at it. Man, Dune Part 2 has a couple things I don't like about it, but mostly I like it. Mostly I loved it. I love both those movies. They're two of my favorite movies. So let's see. Yeah, moving to the next one. So these first stories were kind of a bust. Over Denis Villeneuve had to invent his own rules for one of Dune 2's most important scenes. So let's see what this is all about. When you hear of Dune, Dune Part 2, from facilitating equatorial migration to crashing a Palestine party in the final battle of Arrakis. Sandworms make the second Dune film absolutely epic, and there's one scene in particular that defies not just the movie. The first time, okay, so they're talking about the Dune riding scene. I think I've seen the documentary. The documentary talks about how he created the actual mechanical giant worms with the fans and all that. It's practical. Those scenes where he's like standing up on the worm and getting onto it, it's practical. So it's actually created a worm, not the whole worm, but that part of that, like a back part of the worm. So he's actually standing on a machine, and they added the CGI around it. So it's pretty cool. Yeah. That was a badass scene. I need to go watch this movie. I haven't watched Dune Part 2 for like a month or two. I don't even want to get into the Oscars and all these movie awards ceremonies, guys. I know you guys know how I feel about all that. About how what a disaster this freaking awards season was for Dune. And how it got snubbed. Dude, some of those movies that won awards are some of the most god-awful films I've ever seen. Some of them I watched. That Anora movie was pretty good, but it's just like a movie about a loser stripper girl that thinks she falls in love with a rich guy, and then it turns out she's just being used, and it's just like not that great of a movie. It's cool. It's kind of funny, but it ain't no Dune 2. And that got Best Picture? Get out of here. Yeah. The only reason people like that movie is because the girl in it is like naked a lot. That's the only real reason. Which I'm not complaining about. That's really a good reason to watch it. But yeah, other than that, yeah, Anora. I mean, but the thought of it beating Dune Part 2 as Best Picture, it bugs me. Oh, let's kick some music back on here. So yeah, going back to this, yeah, they put a lot of work into that that worm riding scene. This article kind of sucks. It doesn't really show anything. You have to go watch a docu-series about it. Maybe I'll show it. I don't know if I can without getting copywritten. Oh, there's a movie glitch, though. So this scene right here, he's waiting for the worm to come in with his eyes open like this, and then when he falls down on top of the worm, he has a visor on then. So if you go back and watch the movie, guys, it's on. If you have Netflix, just go watch it. Jump to that scene, and you'll know what I'm talking about. So Dune 2 has like actual, this famous Hollywood movie glitch. Pretty funny. That's funny. And the final story I'll get into for Dune related is Greg Fraser, which unfortunately he's not going to be on Dune Messiah, the movie Dune Part 3. It's going to be a different guy. Which that's my only concern about Dune 3 is that Greg Fraser's not on it. But the other thing I heard was that they're going to make this kind of a war movie, from what I understand. It's going to be kind of a war movie. So it's going to be early days of the jihad, I'm guessing. Or maybe in the middle of the jihad. It's kind of hard to have, because Messiah is pretty much towards the end of the jihad. He's basically, book is, but if they change it up, I don't know how they're going to do the Aaliyah stuff, because she's supposed to be, like, already older. Like, but if they do it right after Dune Part 2, she's only going to be a kid, so like a little kid. So because Dune Messiah takes place like 16 years later after Dune. She's like 15, 16 years old now. I don't know how they're going to do that. I don't know how they're going to accelerate her growth or something, or something like that in there, or are they going to do something, since they can kind of play with that a little bit, I guess, but I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? We're talking movies here now, not the game, but. So Greg Fraser, Dune cinematographer Greg Fraser, is testing out the Fuji GFX Externa. This is a collaboration I'd love to see. Dude, how much does this camera cost? Ah, I didn't research this good enough, guys. I gotta pay. I am not paying for this stuff. Dude, does anybody really sign up and pay for websites? No, I'm not doing that. Yeah, like it's all. I was reading Paul of Dune's direct sequel to Dune. But it's the Brian Herbert filler book, and it's like 4 years later, and it's in the middle of the jihad. They're like invading planets and stuff during that book. It's badass, actually. They have to like train. They build a swimming pool chamber on Arrakis, Arrakis, to train the Fremen, because they're gonna have to invade water planets. And they're like throwing them into the water, and they drown and stuff. It's because like basically they've never been in water before, and it's pretty badass scene how they're training the Fremen warriors to go and go attack other planets that have water on them. That should be the movie. That'd be better. That'd probably. I mean, I don't know, man. People get really mad when you say you don't like Dune Messiah as much as the Dune, but I think Paul of Dune is a better book than Dune Messiah, but that's just me. Yeah. But you get we if you've been around the Dune world enough, there's the only hardcore Frank Herbert people, and then on top of that, you have the people that only like Dune the first book and nothing else exists. So those guys are even harder to deal with sometimes. At least with the Frank Herbert people, you have like a bunch of books you can kind of talk to about. Most of these Dune people hate the Brian Herbert books, which I like. I like all of them. Which, like, I had a heads up on Dune Prophecy more than I think. Dude, I knew more about Dune Prophecy stuff more than like most people I've seen on the internet. Because I read all the prequel books, I read all of the, I read all the Butlerian Jihad books, the 3 schools books, everything up to that. The short stories. I mean, I read everything. So, I mean, I kind of knew exactly everything that was going to happen in Dune Prophecy, except for I didn't know like who Desmond was going to be and all that. Really, I didn't see that coming, and that made sense at the end. But then, yeah, but I've got pre-ordered the 4K for Dune Prophecy. I'm gonna rewatch it when it comes out. Yeah, the spice. Yeah, yep. Yeah, the second book. Yeah. So there's Dune. There's Dune, and then there's Paul of Dune. Then you have Dune Messiah, and then you have Winds of Dune, which is a sequel, direct sequel to Dune Messiah. Was when basically Paul disappears. He walks into the desert, and then they have to go tell Lady Jessica. She's on Caladan with frickin' Gurney, and then they show up, and a courier shows up, and it's like, hey, your son went to go meet his end, the Shia-Lu. So they think at the time. And she's like, what? What the hell? Why wasn't anybody going to tell me? It's like, well, we zipped over here as fast as we could through. But anyways, she's got to go back and then deal with Aaliyah, who's trying to basically be a dictator on the throne in Winds of Dune. She wants to execute. She wants to execute freaking Irulan. They got locked up because she was part of the conspiracy inadvertently, so to speak. And then the Emperor comes back and talks. He comes over from Chitin because he's kind of trapped there. Right? He's basically exiled, locked on the planet. He can't leave. They don't kill him. And then they ask him to come back. He wants to see his daughter and then all this stuff. And then Aaliyah is the kind of the Empress now because Paul's gone. But then you see that in Children of Dune, right? It's kind of like the prequel to that, but it's a filler book. It's also very good. Yeah, but well, guys, I think I'm gonna call it a stream. I think we had a good time. I think this was a good stream. I think I had about 10, 11 people on here. So yeah, stay tuned. I gotta try to knock a video out today if I can get this video done tonight. A quick video. I'm going to do another video. Be on the lookout. I'm trying to get a video a day out if I can. I'm trying to get a video a day. So, this is a longer stream. Almost 2 hours. Pretty good. I haven't done one in a while, so I needed to do a longer one. But, yeah. Just check out the channel. Everyone check out all my videos. I did put 2 new videos out already. I'm going to try and get another video out tonight if I can, maybe tomorrow. And then I gotta prepare my trip to Oslo video, which that's gonna take me a little bit of time to put all my video together for my phone, and then work on all that. I want to put a cool little mini video out on my trip to Oslo and going to Funcom, show the screenshots, be a little video. But until then, guys, I gotta cut this off. Families are waiting for me, and until then, I'll see you guys out in the desert. And stay tuned for more content. And I'm trying to get back on next weekend for another live stream. I promise. I'm trying to. I'm back at work. I ain't going nowhere for a while. No more vacations for a while for me. So it's all Dune here on out the rest of the year. So Dune Awakening and other Dune stuff. So until then, I shall see you guys later.
Desert Story owns them all. Desert Story owns